It's a bubble! But it's not the type of bubble that you think it is. Well, what's up everyone? Welcome back to Kitchen Table TCG. I hope you're having yourself a fantastic day. My name's Louie. On this channel, we talk about Flesh and Blood and Metazoo, and we talk about Pokemon. We talk about all trading card games. It's mostly a Flesh and Blood channel, but today we're gonna talk about the trading card hobby as a whole. I think all these things apply to all the different games and all the different communities. If you didn't know this, recently, in the last 6 months, I quit my job in order to pursue this YouTube channel full time, which means that I have to explain to people in real life that I'm a full-time YouTuber. And for those of you who watch my channel, you understand that, you know what the Patreon's all about, you know all the things that go on and all the work I do. But to the average person, they have no clue what that means. They have no clue what a lot of subscribers means. They just have no clue the whole world. And then when I tell them I'm a YouTuber in the trading card game world, they're like, what is that? They have no clue. The average person does not understand our area, our world. And so my wife recently has been encouraging me to find more friends. Specifically, she's been encouraging us to explore, get out of the COVID bubble a little bit, go and meet some new people and hang out. So I've had to explain to more and more people recently. We've been getting our 2-year-old to try to play with other people and actually be social. It's crazy. But I've had to explain to people what I do. And here's what I want to talk about. I really believe that we live in the greatest time in the history of the world, and especially as it relates to trading card games. This last 2 years, 3 years, 4 years has been the greatest time in the history of the world of trading card games. And then it's also a world perspective too, that the world is so connected right now that literally anything can happen. Literally communities can pop up and form out of literal thin air, and it's the greatest time in the world. Everything happens right here. Everything happens right here on your phone, on the internet, and it's back and forth. I know we miss out on a lot about that. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But the way that we are all connected is amazing. We live in a bubble of our own interests. Just think about that for a second. We live in a bubble of our own interests, and we're going to talk about how this affects you, what are the different pros and cons, and how to take advantage of this in a second. But I want you to think through when you get on Reddit, when you get on Facebook, when you get on Discord, what is it that you're doing? You are going and isolating yourself in this bubble, in this community. You've got these Facebook groups. That's been a huge Facebook. I don't know if you know this. Facebook has been pushing groups for the last 3 or 4 years. They want you to feel like you are part of a group that's bigger than yourself. And this is a human desire. Humans want to feel like they're part of something bigger than themselves. This is why Reddit is so popular, right? You're in a subreddit, you're in a sub-community. This is why Discord servers are so popular, because this is why I love the Kitchen Table TCG Discord, because I feel like I'm part of something that's bigger than me. Even it's my Discord server, quote unquote, but in reality, I have mods, Cody and Andrew and Kaziki and all the guys, everyone who runs the server. I'm part of something that's bigger than myself, and I love that. And it's part of the Flesh and Blood community. It's part of the Metazoo community. It's part of all the communities. It's great. It feels like you're part of something that's bigger than you. And when you get on your phone, when you open up Reddit, when you open up Discord, when you open up Facebook or whatever, even Twitter, you're following people and you're putting yourself in this bubble of isolation to the hobby. And there are pros and cons to that. 5 or 10 years ago, I don't think that much of this would be possible. We're seeing a complete shift in the way that trading card games work. In that, yes, it is connected to local game stores. Yes, that is extremely important, and I firmly believe that should not go away. That being said, Successful local game stores will have to adapt to create online communities as well as their in-person communities. I know I've seen this in a couple other organizations that they actually have Discord servers for their LGS where they are able to connect and comment, and people can put up trade posts and whatever. LGSs are going to have to adapt to this current climate. But what it means for the non-LGS people is that you and I, it doesn't matter what game we play. It doesn't matter if you want to pick up a game, there is somebody on the internet who will play that game with you. And that was not the case even 3 years ago, even 4 years ago. COVID has really expanded this. We spent so much time at home, not going anywhere, that we were forced to find people and areas to play with. And I was brought back to my my early Destiny days, and not Destiny the TCG game, but Destiny the video game. I spent a ton of hours on Destiny 1. I loved that game. I had 2 or 3 guys locally that played the game, but to do raids, we had to find 6 people. We had to find 6 people to do a raid. So every night we would get on this website looking for game.com or something like that, and we would search and we would find 3 or 4 other guys in order to do these raids with. We actually created this little community of people who we never knew. We never met them in real life, but we considered them friends. And that was before COVID. That was before the whole world shut down and the outdoor stuff shut down, being outside of our house shut down. And that really exaggerated our ability to connect. And I think that that's one of the biggest reasons that a lot of these new games are being successful. And honestly, I know Flesh and Blood leans towards being an LGS focused game, but I don't think, I think Flesh and Blood, I think the pandemic and the online play and the way that we were all in a bubble, actually benefited from this immensely. And so, now we have all these games popping up and it's easy to find somebody to play with. You don't have to teach your friend at your LGS. Instead, you can find somebody online. So here's some things. I want to encourage you to do 2 things. I want to encourage you to take advantage, but don't get sucked in to this whole world. Take advantage, but don't get sucked in. And here's why. I want you to take advantage. I want you to, because of this, because of the way that this world now works, you have 1,000,000,000% more people to trade with. You have the opportunity to post a card that maybe nobody in your local community wants, and you're able to find somebody to trade with. So get an online trade reference system. Get connected online with trading. You don't have to buy cards anymore. You can trade. And more importantly, though, play online. Now, this is what I think is really, really cool. You are able to now in 2021. I'm going to use Flesh and Blood as an example, but I really believe this is true for all games now, Magic, whatever. You're able to see different metas across the world that aren't connected to just the way that your friends play the game. One of the things I noticed with our commander group is that we all started playing the same way, right? Like we would put cards in our deck that would be specific because, that's what our friends played and whatever. But if you're all of a sudden playing games with people who are outside of your culture, outside of your community, outside of the realm of your own brain and the way that you and your friend group think, it opens you up to be a better player of the game. I'm astonished at how many of the percentage of the top Flesh and Blood players, the people who play Flesh and Blood the most, XP-wise, the grinders who got to 1K before anybody else in their community did, how much they all play online, how much that they all got their XP because of playing in online armor events and because of playing online. And I think it's fantastic. You can play in some of these Discord servers. I'm going to pump mine, but there's plenty of them. You can, in our Discord server, play with some of the top players, XP-wise, some of the top players in the world, and then you're able to learn the game a lot better. It's much better to learn the game from that person than from the guy at your LGS that barely knows how to play and watched one of Louis' stupid how to play videos. Like, it's way better to learn from the best. And this new world we're in, it's not, it allows you to do that. And then you get to discuss different card games and experience different card games that maybe you would never hear about. You get to discuss different elements, and you get to get outside of your friend group. Your LGS probably has a lot of people with the same, mindset, a lot of people who grew up the same, a lot of people who have the same socioeconomic backgrounds. But all of a sudden you step into these online communities and you're hearing a way more broad sense of experience, a way more broad sense of demographics, and you're able to experience the game much deeper as a result of the wideness that your new communities are. And I think that's super great. Now here's the downside. I think it's really, really easy to get sucked into that world, right? To just forget that the rest of this world out here exists, and to be like this a lot. Like, how did that make you feel? Right? Like if we're constantly not around the people that we're around, something's missing. We're supposed to be around each other. We're supposed to, the reason we can communicate with each other, we're supposed to be, I think the core of human beings is to communicate and to interact with each other. And I think it's super important that you don't miss what's in front of you, that you don't miss growing your own local game scene, that you don't miss interacting with those friends. I actually was kind of just taken aback this week. My commander group, and this is like the 5th time I brought him up tonight, but my commander group texted me this week on Wednesday to say, hey, Lou, do you want to play this week? And I said no. And then later on, I looked through the text, and there's like 5 months of me saying no to people who wanted to hang out and play a game with me. And I realized, and I'm being open and honest with you here, I realized that I got a little too sucked into this world. And like, yeah, it's my job. Yeah, I'm giving everything I've got. Like, I'm giving every single ounce of who I am to this YouTube channel. But I'm also then not connecting as well here in front of me. And so that's something that really took me back this week. I wanted to talk about, and I wanted to hold myself accountable to. It's like maybe I need to play the middle a little bit better, not just be so connected online, so connected to what's going on, because I think it's beautiful what's going on online, but also there's friendships that matter in the real life, and don't miss out on those as a result of being so sucked in to the online experience, which can be amazing. It can be this amazing bubble. The reason that it's a bubble, everyone likes to be inside a bubble. Everyone likes to feel safe, and everything around you is great, and everyone has the same interests, and everyone's talking about the same stuff. But if you step out of that, there's a much bigger world that you don't want to miss out on too. So that's my spiel for you guys today. Hope you guys are having a great day. Remember to be kind to the people around you. Remember to find some people to hang out and interact with. And if you do want to be a part of the bubble that is KitchenTableTCG, I'd invite you to go be part of the Patreon, which gets you access to the Discord server, access to all the things that we just talked about, but also access just to supporting the channel. So appreciate you all. One more time, be kind to the people around you, and we'll see you again next video.